and welcome.
That's not funny.
Oh, and the world's going crazy!
Stop, drop, and talk.
We've got no time for bullshit!
Stop, drop, and talk. With Ava, RJ, and B-Rock. It's Stop, drop, and talk.
Has nothing to say.
What is up, everybody? What's going on, Stop, Drop, and Talkers out there? My name is RJ Hale, and it's so glad to have you all here with us on your favorite show ever!
Stop, drop, and talk.
And with me, as always, is the beautiful, the talented, the amazing, you know her, you love her, we all love her, the shining queen of Stop, Drop, and Talk,
I don't know. B-Rock can be kind of a queen sometimes.
Oh, shit.
How's everybody doing this week? We are so excited to be back. Season 3, Episode 3. We have ILL NINO coming up shortly. Cannot wait. This is going to be a big show.
It's gonna be a good one.
B-Rock, what's up, buddy? How's it going?
I'm excited. I've seen these guys. Geez, it was like 2003, I think, in Rapid City, actually. So I am pumped for ILL NINO. We've got some good topics, so I'm ready to get this going.
I'm excited about those guys. Oh, so excited. We got so much to talk about. So what do you say? Let's not waste any time. Let's get into our hot button topic segment. We do it every week. It's called Some Bucks Given, and there it goes.
Some people got many and others have none. We're all going crazy, so come and get one. It's Some Bucks Given.
Some Bucks Given. All right. Starting with Happy Gilmore 2. And this was your idea, Brock, to talk about this. How excited are you about this, being an Adam Sandler fan?
I was pretty pumped. He was on the Dan Patrick show, and it sounded like he green-lighted it. So, yeah, I was pretty excited about this.
I think it's going to happen. The release date is in July, I believe, this year. And get this, the cast is going to include Bruce Campbell, you know, from Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. Yeah. And also Bob Barker and Drew Carey are going to be in it. Holy. Because Bob Barker has got to make a repeat appearance, you know, and then Drew Carey is going to be in there too.
We kept thinking that Bob Barker was dead.
I mean, he's going to be pretty close.
We're like, didn't he die? No, he's going to be in the next Happy Gilmore movie.
No, he's around.
He's going to be like, I feel so alive, which is funny because I'm really not all that alive. So.
You know what I'm kind of pumped about, though?
We love you, Bob.
I feel like this movie might bring Sandler back to his roots. You know, like back to his old days. He did the first one when he was 23, right?
Midwestern talk, RJ?
Oh, no, I would never, ever do that. But since Bob Barker's going to be in the movie, I got to play this song. I got it there. Always ready to go. Always ready to go. And this one, too.
Price is wrong, bitch.
That's right. And also, Christopher McDonald is playing Shooter McGavin. He's going to return as Shooter McGavin. And this guy is the ultimate 90s comedy villain typecast. He was also the bad guy in Thelma and Louise and Flubber, Leave It to Beaver, the American Pie movies, Spy Kids, Grumpy Old Men. He's made a career with his famous look of assholery. And I think that the kid who played King Joffrey in Game of Thrones should take the mantle as the next beloved actor and playing the most hated characters. That's what this guy was for like the 90s comedy era.
For sure. Yeah. I don't recognize him in Flubber, but I might have to watch that again, I guess.
He's probably the bad guy. He's always the bad guy, but
right.
You don't say.
It's pretty amazing. Like someone could have a career just by being the bad guy in like every movie in a decade. It's pretty, yeah, you know, he's working. So good for him. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And of course, speaking of golf, we wish Tiger Woods a good, happy and healthy recovery. He was in a car accident recently. Got to give him a shout out. And but not only that. Well, I'm sorry, what?
Everybody on the course, there must have been like some tournament or something, but they all wore red shirts and black pants in support of Tiger. And he saw it and actually issued a statement that it was just touching that so many people were being so supportive.
Oh, that was nice of them.
Oh, that's very cool, man.
Yeah.
For those guys, man. I know, man.
Speaking of new things coming out, I know we're all really excited about this one. The new South Park is getting ready to come out.
New South Park. Look at that. It's spelled with a Q.
So excited.
March 10th. It is spelled South Park Q. It's poking fun of I don't even Quanon.
It's got to be poking at the QAnon.
QAnon?
How do
QAnon?
you
Yeah,
say that?
QAnon. There you go.
Oh, come on. Don't pretend like you don't know how it's called. All right. Now, yeah, I think they're going to poke fun of it. I mean, it's got to be. That's my assumption. I don't know. But okay, so this is what the press release said. It said, the citizens of South Park Q are clamoring for a COVID-19 vaccine. A hilarious new militant group tries to stop the boy's teacher from getting vaccinated. Likely further reinforcement of QAnon being also anti-vaxxers or something like that. So I don't know what's in store there, but I'm really excited to see what Cartman's character arc is, like how he's going to weasel his way out of going back to school.
Dude, I could totally see him like leading that militant group. Like, don't get the teachers vaccinated, then you can't go to school, right?
Oh man,
my God.
He was funny in the last one.
I
for
can
sure.
see. Yeah, that was good.
This is a sequel to the pandemic special they did, which they're changing the formats. It seems like of how they do it into 1 hour specials instead of the the 22-minute episodes and all that.
It might be because that pandemic special was like the highest rated episode in like the past 7 years or something like that. Like it got ridiculous.
Everybody's at home.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. I mean, that's probably part of it. And also, you're right. Like it was so anticipated, and so like that was a big deal. And it's funny because the Twitter account tweeted for this episode, "We will be heard," but spelled HERD. So like they're leaving a lot of little Easter eggs for us there. I'm also curious if Mr. Garrison is going to return as the teacher, and if he is, who do you guys think would be like the South Park character that would play like the Biden knockoff president? I'm thinking Mr. Mackey, maybe.
I would agree with that.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. Yeah.
What if it was Mr. Hanky?
Or Mr. Hanky? Oh God! Hey everybody!
Did you guys see in the teaser where there was a line to get the shots for COVID, and this old lady she gets to go in front of them, and what did she say, RJ? She's like flipping them off.
Everybody in line is like, "Oh," and she's like, 79 bitches. That was so good.
I'm excited.
So
I look forward to it for sure.
Oh my God, you guys!
That's
So
gonna be good, yeah.
I don't know if these are even still around. I know that ours closed here in South Dakota. Chuck E. Cheese, if you guys remember that. There was a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic found in a landfill, which, I mean, I know I don't speak for myself here when I say that this ironically represents our past and present.
It does, man. It's like oh my God. Like if this doesn't just speak volumes about our generation, like
no kidding.
Shit.
It looks like it was used for target practice almost.
Well,
it's like
that's creepy.
It's like learning the dark realities of something you used to love as a kid. Like, oh, I love that. Oh God, like it's kind of creepy. It's very creepy. It's
very
Did
creepy.
you ever have a Gigglebees?
What that? No, what is that?
I think that was just a South Dakota thing, wasn't it?
The value brand of Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, now I remember. No, I have no idea what that is. We had DZ Discovery Zone, which was like Chuck E. Cheese, or
Never heard of her.
Yeah. I don't. That was probably. I don't know if it's an East Coast thing. Maybe I don't know. But either way, that was just really hilarious.
Children's nightmares are made of.
Yeah,
No
exactly. Oh my God, that was so bizarre. But I love that picture. It was just like, wow. I saw some people on Reddit saying that it's hey, look, the new teaser for the new Westworld season is out or something like that.
Let's throw that picture up one more time. That is so funny.
Yeah, let's see that picture again, Dan. Oh my God.
Oh my
God.
Unless you're, it's not creepy. Unless you're our producer Dan, who said, "Why did they throw that away? I would have bought that for my office."
Oh, of course he would do that. Like seriously, like I mean, what a find. But also,
True.
yeah, I mean that's just like it looks like something out of like a post-apocalyptic Mad Max movie or something. I don't know.
It totally does.
Yeah, it does.
So
What's speaking of animals, what's a little odd, even more odd, is a dog that we heard about that was born with 6 legs and RJ's favorite part, 2 buttholes.
Yes. I'm so glad you mentioned this. This was so. Oh, look how cute. And I'm just like, I would love to have a little 6-legged dog. But if you're walking this dog and he's got 2 assholes, you know that you're walking one dog, but you're pulling double duty. Thank you.
So,
I had that joke queued up all day. I was like, oh, now's my chance.
that does get me wondering, though. I mean, when the dog goes, poo, does it come out of both holes at the same time, or does it choose? Like, does it alter?
Oh, you mean like a twisty cone?
Yeah. one vanilla and one chocolate just coming out at the same
I
time.
love that this
mean,
is where
what-
your mind goes, Brock. That's amazing.
Oh my god,
Oh.
we're never gonna
Yeah, this is well, this is the last episode, everybody. No, we're talking about dogs pooping. You know,
the
that's
craziest
adorable.
thing, though, with his 6 legs is like, is he gonna keep them? Are they gonna try to amputate a couple of them? Like, do we have an updated picture of what the dog looks like now? Like, has anybody done research on this?
Dude,
All
I would
know is
kill.
I
I would
heard
kill. I would kill for a 6-legged super dog. I bet he can run really fucking fast.
I wonder, did it say what breed it is or what
At
it's
least
mixed-
30%
what it's mixed with?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't. I really didn't look. As soon as I read 2 buttholes, I was like, okay, I've read enough. I don't know anything else. But
that is the
adorable,
best thing ever.
adorable little 6-legged 2 butthole dog. I don't know, man. That thing is. I hope it grows up okay. Like I hope it doesn't like suck for him. But like I
Hope
said,
it's not shitty.
dude, like that is a human centipede dog right there. That is like something.
That is not a human centipede dog. What human centipede is?
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw the movie.
ATM,
We're not gonna talk about that.
We saw the South Park too, for sure. I'm sure we all did.
Human scent iPad. Yeah. Speaking of South Park, right? Yeah.
That is hilarious. I
Wow.
cannot wait for that South Park, and hopefully that dog lives a normal, happy, healthy life. I guess.
Maybe we'll name
I
it
mean,
Lucky. Lucky that the 6-legged 2 butthole dog. I don't know. He's so adorable though. Oh god, I'm such a dog lover.
I'd probably take him. I'd take him.
I totally would.
And the
so
last
cute.
thing, the last thing that we had to talk about, I found out about this a couple days ago, and I said this to you guys because it was hilarious, but I thought also very innovative. So a long time ago, we toured with a band called the Athearchists, and they were hired on to do the Uproar tour as like for like playing after parties. And the great thing about this band is that they had a stage built into a side of a box truck, and like all night, like we're just hanging out backstage, drinking and like, you know, hanging out. And this truck is just parked there suspiciously. And then all of a sudden we just hear like this brrr, this loud music, and this gate starts coming up, and smoke is billowing out, and lights are going. And then this 2-piece metal band called the Athearchists were just incredible and hilarious at the same time. And I'm still friends with those guys. They're great. But this band from Germany called Milliarden stole their idea. This 2-piece band is now playing shows for one fan at a time in their van. They basically turned their van into a concert club. Let's see a picture of them. Look at that. Look at
That's
that.
amazing.
Give it up. Innovation right there. And they have a piece of plexiglass separating them from, or plastic or whatever it is. But it's like, honestly, I think that's pretty innovative considering that there's no concerts, and I'm sure everyone's itching to see a show, to see any kind of live entertainment. So good for them.
I'm just gonna like, if that were me, I would feel so uncomfortable sitting in a van by myself watching 2 dudes play music. 2 anybody's. I don't care if you're a dude, a chick, a they, I don't care. I would feel so uncomfortable because that's like
Right.
too intimate of a setting for me. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I
that's a
feel
bit
like
awkward.
I feel like maybe you should be able to get in with your partner, you know, a couple, since if you live together and stuff, that might be all right, I would think.
Or
Yeah,
why can't they
maybe
just
they do 2 at a
open
time.
the back
Mhm.
and then set your lawn chairs up outside and like get 10 of your friends?
That is a
That's
pretty
true.
good idea.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'll bet there's a lot of bands that saw this story and they're thinking of like, oh, you know, maybe that's possible. The Athearchists were way ahead of their time because that's exactly what they did. They played to wherever they were. It was amazing.
I just want to hear their pitch of like, hey, get into my van. They probably don't say it like that, but I want to hear the pitch behind it. So it's
Probably-
creepy, you know?
They probably put a sign that says free candy on the outside. That's
Oh yeah.
no, that's bad.
I would not get in the van.
Free
No,
jam.
don't. No, sorry. Hard pass
Do
on
not
that.
get in the band. So speaking of bands, you guys, one last thing before we're on. Daft Punk broke up.
Daft Punk. And they went out in style with one of them
They did.
blowing up in a video. And I'm like, is that a bit dramatic or is that a really great way to go out? I think it's a great way to
28
go out.
years. That's
Jeez.
28 years of music.
Yeah, yeah.
And they gave like no explanation, right? Nothing at all. Am I
Well, they don't
Not
correct?
that I
talk
could
really.
find.
So.
Insane.
Also, it's crazy because like, does anybody know what their identity is?
Their names are on their names are on the Wikipedia page. I looked it up. Like you can actually see their names on there. They actually had a really cool documentary a couple of years ago about like how they started, and like they really were innovative for their sound, and I was definitely a fan. What about you guys? Did you guys ever listen to Daft Punk growing up?
Here and there, like not like that's not really my jam, but like, I mean, I liked them. I thought they were good.
I actually knew about them before the whole Kanye West thing. Harder, better, faster, stronger.
They were the type of group that I'd heard them on the radio a few times and been like, man, who is this? And it's Daft Punk. And it's like, huh. Like I knew who they were, but they just had surprised me so many times. So
it's kind of cool to go back and see like old videos of them playing around the kind of the dawn of that sound and playing with a crazy production that really hasn't ever been used before. And like all these triangles and lights and like it's just like I really like going to those shows. I don't know if you guys ever been to like a rave show or like a DJ show or EDM festival or any of that stuff.
Yes.
Have you ever done that?
I saw Marshmello at the Wynn in Vegas, and it was probably the most fun I've ever had in my life at a live show.
He's great, right? I saw him too. Yeah.
I was right on the backside of the DJ booth.
Really?
Like super close. It was at Club Excess at the Wynn, and so they have the pool side, which is the backside of the DJ booth, and then they have the inside, which is what he faces. But yeah, I was out by the pool side, and holy crap, still like one of the best shows I've ever seen.
I actually love Marshmello, even though he kind of ripped off Deadmau5. and he's open about it. He talks about how he kind of ripped off Deadmau5. But you know what? I mean, you can't put a patent on light up helmets. You could argue that Deadmau5 ripped off Daft Punk because they were kind of the first ones, or at least, well, I don't know if they were
kind
the
of
first
did
ones,
that,
but
yeah.
Like the first like really famous DJ duo to like dress up in crazy outfits. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, one thing that I do know is that we're all excited for live music to come back.
Yes. Even if it's in a van, right?
Yeah. I do have some things to talk about. Speaking of live shows, RJ, you want to set me up?
Oh, yes. And thank you, Eva. Also, let me set up this next segment now that we're done with Some Fucks Given. So normally, usually we do Eva After Hours every week, which is a great segment. Eva's great at it. I love it. And I always learn something new and some great relationship advice. But we're switching it up this week because the Golden Globes just happened. And Eva was kind enough to offer herself to lead us in a stop, drop, and recap, highlighting some of the best moments of the award show in a brand new and hopefully a reoccurring segment called the Eva Award Show Gossip Hour, which isn't actually an hour, but feels like an hour's worth of laughs crammed into around 10-ish minutes segment.
The Eva Award Show Gossip Hour, which isn't actually an hour, but feels like an hour's worth of laughs crammed into around 10-ish minutes segment.
Take her away, Eva.
Well, that was lovely. Thank you so much for that introduction. Okay, guys, the Golden Globes last night was hosted by Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. They did it remotely. Tina was in New York while Amy was in LA. And for one of the first times ever, the audience was made up of first responders and essential workers, which is super cool.
Nice.
All obviously social distanced, masked, couples, 2x2x2. So let's get right into it. We've got a list of, we're just going to go over some of the winners here, chit chat about it, talk about who we thought got snubbed, our opinions on the pieces that won, and people that won. So here we go. We're going to get right into it. Chadwick Boseman won Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which that movie, if you have not seen it, I haven't gotten to see it yet, but it is on my watch list. Like, looks incredible. Like, incredible.
Yes,
I cannot wait to see it.
I'll admit, like, I hadn't heard about it until now. So today, while I was researching some of the Golden Globes, I watched a little bit of it, and I'm going to finish it. I watched about 45 minutes of it. And that movie, I mean, obviously he's amazing in Black Panther, and he played all the movies that he's done. But he really put his heart and soul into that character. Like, you could see, like, he really went out with a bang. Like, he left it all on the screen.
Well,
with that
and
movie.
for those that don't know, he passed away from cancer not long ago.
That's right.
So it was kind of an emotional win, especially like for his wife, who actually gave an emotional acceptance speech on his behalf, saying that he would thank God, his parents, and his ancestors for their guidance and sacrifice, which how fitting too that it was like the end of Black History Month for one, and
That's
for
right.
two, that it was a period piece done. And that, you know, and it really depicted how Black people were treated in that era. So for those of you guys that have not heard of this movie, go check it out. It's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Chadwick Boseman won Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for that one.
I'll have to check that one out.
Which is
Yeah,
cool.
man. He really left a legacy. Like,
Yeah, he did.
gone
And
too
that,
fast. Man, like he would have gone on to become like, you know.
yeah, why couldn't they have taken Charlie Sheen? Come on, we don't need him
Yes,
anymore.
come on, seriously.
He's also not doing anything.
Yeah,
Anyway,
right.
moving on. Another huge win for the Golden Globes was Best Director in a Motion Picture, and it was Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, which
Nice.
she is only the second woman ever to win that award, but more importantly, she is the first Asian woman to win the award for
Incredible.
Best Director for a Motion Picture.
Hell
The
yeah.
only other woman to win it prior to her was Barbara Streisand in 1984 for Yentl, which
Yeah, like 4 decades ago.
was before I was born. I've never seen it, and maybe I'm doing a disservice to myself because I've heard it's amazing. But
We love Barbara Streisand. Have
Barbara
you seen her?
Streisand.
She's like butter.
So something that you guys may not know about Nomadland is it was actually filmed. A lot of it was filmed in South Dakota in the Badlands.
No way. Really?
Oh, I didn't even know that. Huh?
way. Yeah.
I
I saw
love
that
the
today,
actress.
actually.
Oh, you
It's
saw
crazy.
that? Really?
Well, I just saw the news article. I'm local. I live in South Dakota, so I saw a news
Right.
article today that a lot of it was actually filmed. Like it's centered around South Dakota, apparently.
Yeah, there's some pretty amazing landscapes in that. I saw some of the clips from it. I haven't seen. I haven't had time to watch anything. That's the problem.
Hey,
But I'm
speaking
trying.
of South Dakota, where B-Rock and I live, it is the second most popular real estate economy right now in the country.
What?
So
Wow.
RJ keeps playing all these
Yeah.
fucking cow sounds and shit, and we actually have a movie around our state.
It's making a big comeback, baby.
Making
There's
a
a
huge
lot of
comeback.
There's a lot of people moving here, but Kristi Noem's been on the news a lot promoting it also. So
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, whatever. Well,
I
speaking
know.
of clowns,
It's still
Borat
a
was
wonderful
big
place.
win.
I love it.
Borat, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Oh
about
yes, Borat. That's right.
Borat 2, the second movie, won Best Comedy or Musical. But here's what's crazy, you guys, is that it beat out Hamilton.
Oh man, that's a tough one. That's
Like
a really
mind
tough one.
blown. If you
No
guys
brainer
haven't
for
seen
me.
Hamilton, like I don't like. I grew up in the performing arts. Broadway and theater is not my favorite. Hamilton sucked me in. So the fact, and like, don't get me wrong, I love stupid humor as well. But the fact that Borat beat Hamilton, which is critically acclaimed,
Yeah, that was
my mind
weird.
is completely blown by that.
Yeah, I agree. I love Borat. Love Sacha Baron Cohen. It's hilarious. But I heard a really great interview with Fran Lebowitz the other day, and she's great because she just says like, "I hate musicals. I hate all musicals. I don't care what it is. I hate it." I saw Hamilton, and I was like, "This is not annoying. I really like this." You know, so like it really like kind of it's one of those musicals that kind of put musicals on the map, especially on Broadway. So I was shocked that didn't win.
current
Yeah.
Pop culture, yes, it did.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
has for current pop culture, which is awesome because I think that Broadway was kind of dying out and Hamilton kind of resuscitated it,
Really did.
which is amazing. But speaking of Sacha Baron Cohen, he also won for Best Actor in Comedy or Musical. In the speech, he gave a huge thanks to his co-star and new talent and comedy genius, Rudy Giuliani.
I saw that. I was like, "Oh my god, he's about to shout out his the girl that played, I guess his niece
His
or
daughter?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it.
Oh my
but-
God.
And then he threw Rudy. I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh my
Because
god.
they secretly filmed Rudy Giuliani in the second movie. And let me tell you what, I don't know how they got away with this. If it was like they got him to agree to do this prior to, or if they talked him into signing
Savage.
release after this happened. But that scene with Rudy Giuliani made me so incredibly uncomfortable
I still haven't seen it.
A lot
I'm
of
so
things like
behind
that
on
in there.
everything.
But you know what? Supposedly he's done doing this. He did the Bruno. He did Borat. Supposedly he's done with whatever you want to say that is.
I'll
Acting
believe that
skill.
shit when I see it.
I mean, he
I
might
mean,
just be
he's almost
saying
been
that.
killed, so
He might just be saying that because people are starting to get wise to him and start to call him out. Because when he did that whole like "Who Is America" show, like he spoofed a lot of people and like really, really like it was some serious prankage. You know, and his ability to disappear into characters is actually really amazing. Like you got to hand it to him there.
It's terrifying.
It's
future
scary.
telltale.
So my biggest question when I saw Borat 2 was most everybody's familiar with the first movie. How in the hell did he get away with doing this all over again?
Oh,
And the shit that he does.
B-Rock, you told me about this. He was wearing disguises or something?
Well, I think when they had a preview for the first movie, the trailer, he went in and he was like trying on disguises. He tried on like Harry Potter. He's like, "Is this sex figure?" And they're like, "No, little kid figure." But I don't know. You know, I honestly haven't seen the whole movie.
Oh my God.
I don't know if he wears disguises, but he's so famous now. I don't think he couldn't do Borat anymore. I wouldn't.
Oh
think,
my
but-
gosh.
Maybe it is. I
Well,
don't
so
know.
yeah, he's so kind to thank his new co-star Rudy Giuliani. Anyway, so random, so stupid.
Hilarious.
Winner of Best Television Comedy is one of my personal favorite. Schitt's Creek.
You watch that show?
Oh my God, I've seen the whole thing. I've seen all of
Everybody
it.
tells me how great it is. I still haven't watched it, so I need to watch it. My producer Nick keeps raving
I
about
feel
it.
like it's right up your alley. Like I feel like you would love it. It's like slapstick kind of dumb comedy, and this family is
That's
like
me.
the first season. You're like, what the fuck am I watching? But you got to get through like the first few episodes. It is hysterical.
Well,
And
I love you.
quote Alexis a lot from the show, the sister. She's
Oh,
always
really?
like, I love this journey for you.
Oh my God.
Love it. Or her most famous one, which you'll see stuff with slogans on it. It'll say "You, David," because she always goes "You, David," like because it's her brother. Oh, and
Oh my
I mean,
God.
so here's what's crazy though is it's Eugene Levy and his son Dan Levy are
That's
stars
right.
of the show. Yep, along with
Yeah, yeah.
Catherine O'Hara, who was the mom from Home Alone, which is where most people will know her from.
Oh, that's right. Yes, and of course, I think wasn't she also in like Best in Show and A Mighty Wind and those movies too?
Never seen him.
Was she? Oh, no, you haven't seen those? Oh, those are great. Like it's like well, you've seen This Is Spinal Tap, right?
No.
No, like you haven't seen any of those like Christopher Guest like mockumentary films. So funny, but yeah, Eugene Levy is also in those movies and he's brilliant. So you're right. I think I will love it.
Where are you watching this, Eva? Are you watching it on Netflix or Hulu or what?
I don't remember. I think it's on
remember.
Hulu. I'm completely caught up on it. But they did just release a documentary. I believe it's Netflix because they released a behind the scenes documentary and it followed the cast around and interviewed them through the last season because they just filmed the last season ever. And it's like, why are they quitting? Like it is in the prime, but also smarter to go out on top. They proved it right. They just won Best Television Comedy at the Golden Globes. So
Yeah.
Right.
they're doing amazing.
Wow. Good for them.
Another thing I want to touch on is The Crown. If you haven't seen it, that is kind of like it's a depiction of the royal family in England. They absolutely swept the Golden Globes. They won Best Television Series for a Drama, Best Performance by Actor and Actress in a Television Series Drama. They beat out Ozark, which,
Oh yeah.
what?
Wow,
Yeah,
I really
right.
like those.
Ozark was really good, but I heard that The Crown is really great. I haven't seen it, but everyone tells me it's amazing.
Well, it focuses
I
a
have-
lot around Queen Elizabeth, right?
And
In the
Diana,
beginning?
yeah.
And Diana,
Okay.
yeah.
And
In
the royal
fact,
family.
I think the best actress was the one who played Diana in the show.
Yes, and they also won Best Supporting Actress in a television series, which is incredible.
Right. I forget what character won Best Supporting Actress, but yeah, apparently the show is amazing. So
Incredible. I can't believe they beat out Ozark. Jason Bateman is one of my favorites because
right.
I know.
there are very few actors that can put a little bit of comedic relief with his one-liners, even if it's like
Yeah.
not meant to be funny, into something that's like a psychological thriller. Like you're like,
Yeah.
what?
And-
And then
and
he
Laura-
comes out with this one-liner, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's fucking gold.
And
Like-
Laura Linney too is great in that, and
Yes.
who was in the Truman Show, which is
Yep.
crazy. Yeah.
So I'm completely
Good for them.
shocked, like completely, that I mean, I guess I shouldn't say completely, but because obviously The Crown is great, but personal taste, if I would have picked, I probably would have picked Ozark to win that.
Same
right,
here.
yeah.
Same here.
To win.
I also love the Daniel Kaluuya Mike mishap. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. So Daniel Kaluuya was a Best Supporting Actor for Judas.
Judas and the
the
Messiah and the Black Messiah. That
yep.
was it, yeah.
And during his speech, his mic was accidentally muted.
Oh no!
Yikes.
Come on! Like, how long have we been doing Zoom? We know how to unmute our mics right now. That's such a rookie mistake.
Never happened to us, right? Ever.
No, never, right?
Well, sounds like we've got some people at the door.
All right.
Who's-
Well, thank
who's
you.
a-knocking?
Thank you, Eva, for that great award show recap. But it's time for our very special guest to and popping in this week is the whole band of Il Nino.
Nino.
Yes.
So this is the first time that we have had this many people on a StreamYard call
Load.
to stop and talk with us. So
if the internet
band,
crashes in your neighborhood, it's our fault right now.
the band is all here. I'm so confused, you guys. Your Wikipedia,
Okay,
Your
everybody
Wikipedia
talk at
has, like-
once. Go.
your guys' Wikipedia has like 8,000 members. I'm so fucking confused.
I'm Dave Tavari. I'm the
Fill me
drummer.
in. What is going on? Fill me in.
Yes. Well, everybody introduce yourself first.
This is Laz.
Laz.
It's
Hi.
Danny.
Who's next? Who wants to go? Just go.
I'm Danny.
Hi, Danny.
What's up?
My name's Marcus.
We got Laz. We got Danny. We got Dave, right?
Dave.
And we got
Yes.
yes.
Yes. We
Yes.
have yes.
And on the bottom, it's like the fucking Brady Bunch. And on the bottom, we got
Oh,
Sal.
it is the Brady Bunch.
Oh, we
I
got
gotta have a
more.
sound effect for that.
Oh, we got
it's
another
the-
one. Here we go.
It's the Brownie Bunch.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
It's the Browning Bunch.
The Brownie Bunch. There you go.
Oh, good Lord. Well,
Here we
welcome to
go.
the show. You guys are the OGs
I'm
of
the cool one.
that.
Thank you.
Here's the story of a lovely lady
Here he
who
goes.
was bringing up three very lovely girls.
I guess this is how it
RJ.
goes
All
now.
of them had hair of gold.
Thank you.
Everyone just starts looking up and down.
Sorry. Sometimes we have to threaten to take that fucking board away from him.
You know how old you are when you started looking. You know.
Yeah. Yep. So, like I was saying earlier, you guys are the OGs of the Latin rock scene. Welcome to Stop Dropping Podcast. Happy to have you guys.
Thank you for having
Thanks for having us.
And like I was saying earlier, your Wikipedia has 8,000 members listed.
Dave, explain.
Yeah. Explain.
Those were just past members that they didn't make the cut.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, how did you guys?
Listen, the band's
go ahead.
been around for quite a few years, and throughout those years, there's been a rotation of members coming in and out, and we're at our current lineup with our current kind of like the updated Yankees.
Very
It's
cool.
it's an updated team, and we're having a good time. We're enjoying each other's company, and we've been been putting out some new music, and it's been going really well.
Well, and it sounds like it's going so well that Loudwire just put out a list, and your guys' new album is one of the most anticipated new rock albums of 2021, according to Loudwire.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Oh,
You
we hit
got
them with two
Mascara
songs.
out,
We sent
right?
we sent them a free pizza and they hooked it up.
Oh, there we go. That's how we do it now.
I thought you had
Right.
You got a
Gregory with
song out,
burritos, man.
Mascara, right now with AJ Channer from Fire
Oh,
from the Gods, right?
Yes, that's
I watched
correct.
that,
Oh, I love Fire
watched
from
that
the
video
Gods.
today. That was killer, man. That's a good song. Jeez.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the second single that we dropped, and what is it? Has it been in a year? How has it been?
Actually,
I mean,
we
it's
put
been-
out the first one about a year ago called Sangre, and then we're releasing a song every 6 to 8 weeks with a video, during the pandemic, you know, because there's nothing going on and you can't really tour. So we're deciding to just we went away. We shot a bunch of videos, and we're putting out a song every 6 to 8 weeks. In 2 weeks, we're putting out that song with Sonny from POD, our boy, song called All or Nothing, and it's been going good. You know, we're going to be releasing another one with Benji Webb, Skin Drip, coming up in April.
Dude, those guys are incredible.
That's fucking amazing, yeah.
So good.
That one, I'm excited about that one for sure.
Yeah, man.
So it's been good. We just basically, trying to stay busy while not fucking being busy. You know what I mean? There's nothing to do, so all we can do is play live stream show that we just did about a month ago, and do as much playing shows as we can. Basically, live stream.
Well, I think we've got a clip of the video with Sonny from POD.
You gotta look.
Oh shit! That was insane, dude.
Oh, bootleg
Badass.
video though. That was
It
a
seems-
bootleg version of the video.
It
Behind the
seems to
scenes,
be,
right?
It seems
You
to be
want some behind the
illegal.
scenes stuff? We couldn't give up the video, so we said some behind the scenes stuff is cool. Fuck it.
We
No, we
we
could-
blame our producer Dan Catullo.
You might know him.
Where the fuck?
You might know him.
Where's he at?
Yes, we
Where's
do.
he at?
He's hiding.
Dan.
He's not allowed.
There he is. It's Dan, everybody.
I'm right here. I'm behind the scenes.
Damn. Yeah.
By the way, that was the video that you gave me, Dave. So I don't have the real video.
The video's not out yet.
Look at Dave.
Is it-
What's
So
up?
speaking
Well,
of
listen-
Dan,
Didn't have enough
I-
people here already.
you guys
I feel
used to
like-
be
I
on
feel
his
like it's a high
label.
school reunion,
This
actually.
is like
That's right.
this is like a Mexican, fucking Home Depot commercial.
Hey Dan,
What's up, guys?
Dan, up until the music that we're doing today, the album that we did for you, Enigma, is, I must say, my personal favorite. You allowed us a time to like live together, write together, and it was
Hi,
probably the
guys.
most
I can't hear it.
beautiful
Damn thing anybody's
experience
saying.
from
You know,
making a record.
I
So
appreciate
thank you for
that.
that, and I
I
still
actually
hold that
told you
record
guys
dear.
That's one of my favorite records by you guys. I wish to God I had my shit straight more back then, because that record deserves to be heard more. That's a really fucking great record.
Can
Really?
we talk about the tour that you guys did with Dan while you were on his label called Congress of Corruption Tour? I heard it was a club circuit tour, and you
Dude,
guys
it was
rolled
like it's
with
like where can we
two
fit?
semis,
Yeah, two
semis and
semis,
fucking
3
buses.
tour buses, 4 tour buses, and 2 semis. And
No,
Right,
there
Dan, when we said-
was 6 buses.
Sounds expensive.
well, when Dan and I hooked up, the band hooked up with Dan, he was like, let's make a fucking splash and let's do a tour with the band and let's go out and let's crush it. And I was like, okay, man, I'm down only if we have big production. So we took out 2 semis, like 60 movie lights, fucking 12 spots, and we would show up to these clubs that held like 800 people.
I want to see this light show.
Oh God, I wish I had pictures. That was kind of like a good time. It sounded like a good idea on paper. Good day.
Oh my goodness.
We played Dallas. We played a place that held like 500 people, and the LD was like,
trees?
no, it's smaller than that. So
Smaller
the
than
place was
trees?
closed
Oh
down.
my God! Wow.
Yeah, and we showed up, and I remember the LD said, "If I put all the lights on stage, you guys are not going to fit on the stage." We're like, "Don't give a fuck. Tape them, do whatever."
I swear to God, 50% of the venues when we would show up for load-in, and the production manager we have did like Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, but he would advance the shows and we'd show up and there would be no stagehands, and he would blow a fucking gasket and they would be like, "We thought you were kidding. We didn't think you guys were on this," because we would ask for like a 20-person stagehand call. No one ever had to we'd all have to load in everything all day long because we had enormous amount of like even the road cases we'd have to stock up in the parking lot. It was crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Fun time. Good
Yeah,
time.
I'll bet it was the best show they ever saw.
Oh man, best show.
Probably in those venues, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that best show they ever saw in that venue for sure.
I tell you, I first met the guys in El Nino in 2003, I think. 2003, you guys were opening up Godsmack. And I was working with Godsmack at the time, and I fell in love with them. And I actually reached out to their label at the time. They were on Roadrunner, saying, I want to do something. So a guy named Dave Rath at Roadrunner let me film them.
Yeah, Dave Rath.
Back, and we did this DVD. We ended up putting the DVD out, and then I stayed a fan because I'll be honest with you, like I think El Nino is one of the top 5 live bands in the world.
Hell yeah!
They bring it.
Thank you.
They go out, I've seen these guys annihilate stages. They just go out there, no matter who they're playing with or where they're playing, they just destroy the stage every fucking time.
I can speak for that because I saw you guys that very same year opening for Seven Dust at the Electric Factory in Philly, and my
that's
God.
good.
That was like a game changer for me and my bandmates. We all went there and we were like, shit, we got to up our game as a band. Like, that was amazing.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I saw you guys in Rapid City. Me and Eva are from Rapid City, and you guys were actually here, I think, in actually 2003 or 2004 as well. And
yeah,
gosh, you guys surprised me. I hadn't heard of you before, but my God, man, you guys rocked Rapid City.
I never saw so many dreads in my life in one place.
Right.
It was amazing.
We're actually down to no dreads.
Yeah, no more dreads. Wow.
We're this is the
cut
future version of it.
Clean cut, El Nino.
So Dave Lads and Danny, we know you guys are, original members, but so tell us who the new guys in the band are. Are they all from New Jersey, or how do you guys meet?
No, Marcos, the singer. Where the fuck is Marcos anyway?
Marcos!
He didn't pay his phone bill, so they cut him off. So Marcos opened up for El Nino. His band opened up for El Nino with Shattered Sun, and he was just an incredible singer. He came out and he was awesome every night. And a couple of nights he got to do sound check with us, and he sounded so good playing the songs, blah blah blah. And when we had a change of personnel, so to speak, about a year and a half ago, we were looking for a singer, that was going to be not a guy that played the same thing as our old singer, but somebody who's going to bring it to the next level. And we sent Marcos a couple of songs, and he sent it back, and he sounded fucking amazing. He sounded great. And so besides that, then we have Jess on lead guitar. He's and also in another band called Sons of Texas. And then we also have Sal, who used to be in Upon a Burning Body.
Oh, and who?
Upon a Burning Body.
Oh, Upon a Burning Body, yeah, man. Love them
but
too.
I must say that these guys bring a new fire. It's almost like that magic from the beginning of the heydays of El Nino. And I mean, we're just so on fire, and everyone's just lit. The energy that these guys bring to the band and to us has definitely really energized it, and it's showing, and it's kind of cool to see it come to fruition as we keep releasing singles leading up to the album.
Fuck yeah, man. That's good to hear. I mean, it shows. You guys put on an incredible live show, and you guys still put on an incredible live show, and you guys still tour a lot.
Yeah.
But we have, up to before the pandemic. Fuck the
yeah, of course. Besides that,
Oh, we got Salvador coming back in here.
Before they were like, all right, you got to do a lot of just do your gardening between the shit for a little while.
But you guys are doing a lot of virtual shows, and that seems to be a thing that a lot of bands are doing. Where are you guys shooting these? What locations are you guys using?
What did we do it last? We did it
actually, the live scene that we shot it at a place. I have a studio here in New Jersey, which I am actually sitting in right now.
Oh, yeah.
And we shoot live streams out of here and photo shoots and all kinds of other commercials and all kinds of things. But
yo, pump the shit up, the Cyclorama.
It's called the Cyclorama, and it's lit. Sum 41 shot a video here. Had this cat Tosh Neal here recently from the London Souls, which was great.
Nice.
Yeah. So a lot of cool things. The Leeway video and all the bands that I've been producing, which is Mark Rizzo right there, who we've been kind of rekindling a flame and working together, and you know, thinking about moving forward. And I also have a management company, and to get Mark Rizzo in with us, with my pal Gordon and I, you know, to see if we can advance his solo career. And he's a terrific guitar player, a great songwriter. You know, we plan on kind of keeping him close to the family. He's an original El Nino guitar player, and he's been with Soulfly for the last 17 years. And you know, he's been rocking, but he wants to put more focus on his solo stuff, which is dynamite in itself. And he had 2 records on Shrapnel, and the most recent one on Combat, with for an album called Rotation with Dave Elfson. I don't know if you guys from Megadeth put some stuff out about 2 years ago.
I know Dave Nelson, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool, you know. We got the family.
I gotta
running
ask you
deep,
guys,
the whole
man.
old school El Nino family, which joined us we did it all in Jersey, which is exactly on the block that El Nino was born. So it was very significant to have kind of like the band home. And we brought up all the original members. You know, Jorge Rosado was the original singer, Danny Gomez, Jardel Paisante, Roger, and we had everyone on stage for the final song. It was just one of the most humbling and most, you know, just a very deep experience
So what's
to
that noise in
reunite
the
that way.
background?
I think it's your place, Dave. You need to put a earbud.
Somebody's beating on a pan or something. I
No,
can hear it.
I think my place. It looks like somebody's working at Home Depot. Where is Marcos?
It's got to be one of those drummers, I tell you.
Yeah.
Are the 2 other
Damn
guys gone?
drummers.
Marcos is out.
I think there's probably is there a limit on here?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Maybe they just didn't pay the bill.
Dan's got the pro.
So you guys have
ask
done a
him a
bunch of
question?
covers in the. Yeah, I was just gonna ask them just because I know in the past you guys have done some. I mean, obviously original music is a lot cooler, but you guys have done some awesome covers in the past.
Yeah.
You got anything up your sleeves you've been working on at all, or are you kind of steering away from that?
Well, no, I think that we're still kind of thinking about a couple of things, you know, some real root stuff. Maybe, you know, we're talking about doing the Santana
We don't
track.
know what song, but we are definitely going to be doing a song by Santana. We're actually working on it right now.
Which has been
Yeah.
overdue. It's been overdue for us, you know. It's something we've always been wanting to do for a long time.
Another thing, you guys might have another something up your sleeve. I don't know if you can say yet. Maybe you give us a hint on what that is and maybe what it rhymes with. I know the last word is fest.
A lot of festivals, yeah, in Europe. We're, you know, with this, a lot of festivals that we were supposed to do actually this summer, but because of the cancellations and all kinds of shit, we were supposed to play in England, we were supposed to play in Russia, in the Ukraine, and everything got taken away from everybody, obviously. And, we're moving all of those festivals to Russia, Ukraine, Germany, the UK. All of those festivals have been moved to 2022.
What do these festivals rhyme with?
I can't say.
You're in trouble now, man.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I have a question because not many people know what I know about you guys.
Oh no! Don't say it. No, I was kidding.
No. We have other stories. What is it like for you guys? People don't realize how big you guys are, like especially in South America. I mean, the crowds there are drastically different. The only way I can ever like compare, like you guys have crowds down in South America that kind of rival Rage Against the Machine crowds, like pure fucking insanity. That's up and down. And then you come here and you go to a House of Blues and you got a bunch of bozos with their arms crossed here and there. Not saying every show's like that, but what is it like touring America compared to other parts? Because when you guys do these bigger shows, especially the festivals, South America and Eastern Europe,
we don't honestly for us, man. It's like we're gonna play our hearts out, whether we play in front of 100 people or in front of 100,000 people. We've gone on tours where we've done, festivals in Germany in front of 90,000 people, and then a couple of days later play in France in front of 600 people.
Yeah, and the energy is very intense in some of these countries when they don't get the shows that often. So they pour their soul out. And let me tell you, it is, a very, very, moving show all the time. And
I mean,
it's, always the most thrilling, because you feel that emotion and that energy just goes back and forth, and if you feel their joy and their excitement and even their pain, and just releasing it. It's almost like a seance.
I can
I
speak to that,
see
man.
Dave's been going nuts the past few days, kind of posting. It's like you're going back down a trip down memory lane lately, posting pictures of Torn and stuff. What was that? You posted a video the other day of you walking on stage. There had to be 100,000 people. What was that?
Yeah, that was a great. That was a German show we played. That was a Wacken festival.
A walk-in, yes.
Yeah, that was 96,000 people at that show. It was fucking amazing. It was a great, it was a fun show, man. It was awesome. We've done rock. The band has been very fortunate to be able to, we've gone out with Rob Zombie in the past, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
We've done shows with Puddle of Mud. We've done tour with Korn. We've been very fortunate in our 21-year career, that we've been able to open for a lot of amazing bands. So, like our idols, a lot of our bands that we idolize, we show up and we're like, fuck, we're fucking here playing with our idols. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys have done Rock and Rio too, right?
No, we haven't done Rock and Rio.
Oh my God, that's an epic one.
But we're actually it's fucked up because we're talking about doing it this year.
Oh, I hope so, man. That's an incredible festival. Speaking, by the way, side note, are we listening to a little snippet of a new song right now? Does it go Kang? Kang?
No,
I
don't know what the fuck that is.
What is
Sounds
that?
like somebody's making a snore drum or something.
Somebody find out what that is.
It's one of the El
I think
Nino members trying to get in.
I think Slipknot is recording next door.
It sounds like someone kidding. It does. That's exactly it. It's loud. Somebody damn beer keg.
Somebody's got someone tied up next door or something, man. I tell you what.
I think it went. Nope, I'm still there.
So you guys haven't done.
Just start twitching.
You guys have a very industrial sound now. I'm just kidding.
One thing that's like crazy is I realize you guys haven't done a big show yet with this new lineup, right? I mean, the only thing you really do is the live
We
stream.
just debuted at the lineup for the live stream,
Yeah.
and it was just that was the very first time for us to perform live together. Just to a lot of all these recordings have been done, remotely, and all they're remotely people's in other studios in Texas, in here, in Florida, in California, and so that was our first time really getting on and just gelling together. So to capture it was kind of cool also. So it is the official first live performance, but the very first live in front of a crowd is that one's
I think the first time that we're going to come out and play, we're talking about seeing when Texas will open up and we can actually do a real show in the summer, maybe in Texas. But real shows aren't going to really happen for November of this year.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at right now, unfortunately. But
So
we're saying it in everybody's ear, and we're making sure that we're putting out music every 6 to 8 weeks, no matter what.
Let me tell you something. I do feel that a lot of good came out of this. Podcasts like these have been spawning where it gets more interesting, more outlets, more voices. It's like a reset button. Everything.
It's all we have.
And we reflect on the past, and then we think about how to move forward. And I think that we'll never be the same, but we are evolving into the next stage in our civilization.
And everybody's going to want to go out to a show. They're going to be hungry for it.
This
Absolutely.
podcast
And
only
we're gonna
happened.
Dude, when it comes out, when shows come back, it's going to be like you're letting the fucking bulls out of the race.
Hell yeah!
It's going to be fucking. There's going to be a positive and a negative. The positive is that there's going to be shows every fucking day of the week.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And all the
It's gonna be like those clubs where there's like the Wednesday show that nobody wants to fucking play. Everyone's gonna be like, we want that one. Give us that date.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
We're gonna go to the Monday matinee show at 2 p.m.
Have you guys thought about doing like the band in Germany and doing shows out of the back of a van?
Oh God!
With all of you? Boy, that'd be a pretty crammed van, wouldn't it?
No, that'd be too many people.
Yeah, let's not do that. No.
That'd be a little super spreader in the van.
Oh, oh yeah, that'd be bad.
Oh my goodness.
It'll be fun once it starts. I mean, like I said, on the upside, we're gonna have shows every fucking day, but on the downside, it's gonna start. The first year it'll be packed every day. Then people get pussy, and be like, oh, I'm not gonna go to that Tuesday show. And And right
yeah,
now,
but you're
for
going to
example,
capitalize on it too, because you can charge whatever you want for a ticket, and people are going to pay it because they're
You
so
sure can.
desperate to get out.
True.
Whoever's
So-
got a
Hey.
job.
fuck you.
So the ticket prices are going to be competitive, so they have to stay low. So I hope promoters are going to work with the bands because everyone is.
They're not. Have you guys heard what Live Nation's doing now? Live Nation's
No.
telling bands
Uh-oh.
that if they, so here's the deal. So if you guys cancel for any reason, you have to pay back you have to pay twice the
deposit.
guarantee back. So let's say your guarantee was 50,000, then you owe Live Nation 100,000 if you cancel.
Jeez.
But now they're also asking, they're taking discounts. They're trying to go down to 25 to 50% of what your normal guarantees are.
I'd be like, yo, here's your 50,000 right here. Let me give it to you one fucking time. Hold on. Here's
Jess, man. Jess, how do you put up with these dudes, man? They're crazy, right?
No,
Yeah,
How do you
seriously,
put up with these guys, dude?
Not one thing. It's every day, all the same. But man, we
How do
come
you like it?
from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? I like bullshit too.
Yeah, man.
How are you liking the gig?
It's great, man. You know, since I joined and I got to meet everybody in person and that kind of thing, it's felt like family. Like I knew these people for years already. But maybe that's a Hispanic thing. You know what I mean? Everybody's cool.
You know, I mean, that, and also, you know, I feel like a lot of times, like it's, if you've been in this business for a long time, you really start to feel that sense of community, and you really start
Absolutely.
to bond with all these people, and it becomes a small community, and people, you kind of realize that you know so many people. So it's cool that you guys were able to, you know, do this together.
I bet you can't wait yourself. I mean, remember all those festivals when you arrive and you know you're going to see all your peers and you're going to kick it with all of them all fucking day?
Those are my
That's the
favorite.
shit, right? That's what makes up
Yeah,
the most exciting part of being on tour, you know?
I
You see
know,
all your
man.
friends hang out.
We
You
got
talk
to do like all the European festivals. I think it was like last year, and got to see the Skin Dread guys and you know, the Slipknot guys and so many bands, and yeah, that's the part that I really miss. And I love those festivals because even if it's like Rock am Ring or if it's in Australia or something, even if you're so far away from home, you'll still see your familiar brothers and sisters that are in that community.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I mean, I tell you one thing, Dan, you were talking about like Live Nation and all these different AG and everybody else doing all these different rules. But you know what? This is going to open up a huge, you know, opportunity for all the mom and pop, you know, clubs. The clubs that don't deal with Live Nation or AEG. It's going to be fucking free game. They're going to be able to go to a band and be like, look, AEG and Live Nation are not taking care of you. We'll fucking take care of you.
Absolutely.
It's going to be Congress of Corruption Tour Part 2.
Yeah.
Let's do like 5 nights in a row at the Machine
I want to
Shop.
come on that one then.
Dan will put us on a truck. He'll put us in a trailer.
Or a van.
I hope those venues can survive. I mean, a lot of them aren't doing well. You know, right now we've already lost over 25% of the independent venues in America.
Probably more.
Another 25 to 50% can close. So hopefully they can resurrect. I mean, our offices in LA are right above the Wiltern. The Wiltern's been closed a full year now. Not one show. So now, fortunately, they have at least a Live Nation, so they're okay. But all these other smaller mom and pops. I mean, have you guys thought about doing something for some of the independent venues? Because you get that.
We would in a heartbeat if it was opportunity arose. Put it together, Dan. Hook it up.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
I'll need you.
the
Come on,
man.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
All right. Be careful you wish for, Dave. You know me.
You do it up big.
Do something.
Whatever, Daddy Warbucks here promised to take us to Dubai and didn't do it, so.
Oh, he will.
Damn.
Someday.
I invoiced him. He will.
It's gonna be
Oh my
interesting
God,
to
an
see who's still
nonstop
around.
literal like shit show goes on this podcast. So, thanks for putting up with us.
I really love
It's
the
all
chaos.
good.
Have it any other
We
way.
like it. We like it.
We
So
love the chaos.
what is the name of the new record or album being released?
The new album's called Ill Mortals.
And when's it coming out?
We're gonna not put out an actual pre-sale until probably around May. Only because, like I said, you know, we can't put a record out without being able to back it up. You know, it makes no sense.
Right.
You know, we put an album out that would just waste basically 10, 12 songs, and not be able to tour, not be able to shake hands and talk to people about the songs and what the song means to them and whatnot. It just doesn't make sense. So instead of milking it and fucking milking everybody, and just be like, take, let me take your fucking money and put a record in your hand. We'll just keep giving out music. We're just putting out music every 6 to 8 weeks. And then when the time comes, when things are a little bit clearer, we can go out on tour and back up our shit. We'll start fucking banging it out and we'll have the pre-sale, in the next couple of months.
Right.
Yeah.
But is it weird not to be touring? Like how
Yes.
weird does that feel to you?
Listen, that's my oxygen. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. But that's my shit. Like if without playing, it's like it's a huge chunk of my life missing.
Yeah.
I'm 53 years old. I've been playing music since I was 16 years old, and I've been on tour since I was 18. So.
And you look amazing.
No fucking.
Stud.
At least you've got that awesome daughter to take care of you, Yo-Yo.
Oh yeah.
You got to meet
had
her.
a baby boy.
Yeah.
My son's birthday
years.
today, 2 years old.
Oh, it's your
Happy
son's
birthday,
birthday!
Wolfie.
today!
Oh, happy birthday.
He reached the terrible twos. All right.
Yes.
Gang.
And then Danny Bodo, a percussionist, got a daughter as well. She's 9 years old, right? Penelope?
She's 6. Let him be
6.
7 in July.
7. And then Jess got, this guy can't keep it in his pants. He's got 4 kids.
I could
You guys have some company, at least. That's good,
Got my own fucking team, man.
So I know, Les, your son just turned 2.
Yes.
Teenagers are not that bad. What I'm going to tell you as a mother, my daughter's 11.
Okay.
The worst stage ever is what I like to call little fucker 4s. The worst.
I got another 2 years to go then.
Your daughter's 11 years old?
My daughter's 11, yeah.
So is mine. And I think it's a fucking awesome age, actually.
Yeah, man.
But
It's a weird age.
Yeah, it's a weird age, but they think they fucking own everything and they own you and shit. I was taking a selfie the other day. I'm from the East Coast, so I'm very East Coast. She tells me, "Come on, Dad." She bats her eyes and tell her to fuck off. I'm like,
well, here's the thing. I was taking a selfie the other day.
She rules him.
Yeah, I'm sure they do at that age. I was taking a selfie the other day, and my daughter looks over and she goes, "Mom, you're not even cool. Just stop."
Wow. Damn.
Like, I am so cool, so much cooler than your friends' parents. Anyway.
I think you're very cool.
Thank you.
And she'll realize it as she gets older.
She's cool.
Let's hope so. Dave, you're located in Texas.
Oh yeah, let's bring up the beautiful fucking Texas we had last week. Yeah.
Let's do it. How is sunny, beautiful Texas?
Great electricity there, huh?
Beautiful sunny Texas. Yeah.
I'm from the East Coast. I live in Texas. I live near Dallas. I live in the northern hills. But let's be real, right? They really did fuck up here. They had like 4 inches of snow, and it seemed like the world was coming to a fucking end over here. It was fucking stupid. It was dumb. I remember, Dan, when we were kids, we were walking 3 feet of fucking snow to school, back and forth to school.
So why didn't you
Uphill both ways?
when you had no power a week ago? Why didn't you walk the fuck out of Texas and go to warm shit? I would have been out of there. I would have been back in Jersey. I would have gotten in the car and drove to the border.
Got the fuck out of there.
We were thinking about going to Florida actually, and the day we tried to get the fuck out of Dodge, I was looking for a hotel for 11 hours. Nobody had a fucking hotel.
Wow.
You don't need a hotel. Just drive 10 or 12 hours. You would have gotten out of state across the border.
No shit. Guess what? There was no fucking gas either. So
no way.
Dude, we grew up in New Jersey. You don't know how to siphon it out of people's cars. You just
Oh, God. Okay. Get out of here.
You know what you got to do? You got to vote. That's what you got to do.
There you go.
Vote Ted Cruz the hell out of there.
There you go.
You hear me?
He was
They were
busy.
posting
He was
all
too
the gas
busy
stations
vacationing.
down.
Ted Cruz was on a getaway in Cancun. Go figure, huh?
Oh my god.
On the other side of the world.
I think Ted Cruz got stuck in little fucker fours.
I love
No, you know what though?
Dave,
Hey,
Dave,
Ted
Dave
Cruz,
always-
hey,
Dave-
yeah,
Little fucker
leave Ted
40s.
Cruz alone, man. His daughter asked him to go away. Remember?
Dave's always posting pictures of his great life in Texas with his pool and shit. He wasn't until you weren't posting too much a week ago, were you?
That's when he went back to the reflection period and posted big shows.
I tell you what's fucked up. You know what's real fucked up?
Got a
The
case of
fucking media. The media totally fucked him and took a picture of his dog. He let his
Oh,
dog.
and his dog's name is Snowflake.
Yes, and they left him.
How ironic.
Dude, they took a picture of the dog. He left him behind in a clubhouse, and you saw the dog by the door. And I was like, "What a scumbag!" He left his
Oh my
fucking door.
god.
Shit was so bad in Texas that a New York socialist, AOC, had to donate and come up with some money and send some
Hey, no
aid over
politics
there.
here, bro. Get the fuck out.
Is that
Oh my god,
dog?
this is my favorite. I say this every week, but this week's my favorite.
This is great. But Dave, on a serious note though, like your family's okay. Like nobody
Yeah, dude, look,
nobody
we
froze
were-
to death.
We tried to go anywhere, and then we heard that there was no gas. Gas stations were closed, so I couldn't drive more than 3 or 4 hours. I'd be out of gas.
Were you able to stay warm without any power?
Insane.
Well, dude, we tried to get wood to try to put it in the fireplace. We tried to get fucking generators. Nothing. There was nothing available.
Oh,
So
I'm surprised you couldn't get wood, man. Knowing you all these years.
He's 53, lads.
He's 53. Lay off, okay?
You'd be surprised.
A little more difficult.
Oh my god! All jokes aside, though, we're so glad you guys are okay. I know a lot of Texans ended up not okay.
Yes,
A lot of
thoughts go
chimps
to
in
them.
the zoos I saw ended up dying. Like animals ended up dying. Like
Oh,
that's so
God.
sad.
terrible.
That's very sad.
And you know what's funny? Like, well, not funny, but you know what's fucked up is that the company that fucked everything up in Texas was a company called AO something, 4 letters, and they were responsible for not fixing the power grid for the past 10 years. And now the state of Texas is actually suing this company for fucking all these people over. You know, not fixing the power grid.
Oh man, that's
They
tragic,
have to.
man.
Are you
I
guys
know.
down to play? Are you guys down to play a little game with us before we let you go?
Ooh, yeah, because we have a little segment. Can I play the song?
Please.
Can I play the song? It's called Stop Drop Shenanigans. Stop Drop Shenanigans. Stop Drop Shenanigans. You'll never get me gold. I don't know why, but I just love that song.
Anytime
Reminds me of
Archie
Lucky
gets a
Charms.
chance to write a jingle, produce a jingle, sing a jingle, play a jingle, he is
Can I
all
play
the
the
fuck
one
over
from
it.
earlier?
No, Archie.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna play a little
Stand
game
for it, though.
called Never Ever Have I Ever.
Oh boy, never ever have I ever.
All right, these are my favorite. I love these. Okay. Never ever have I said I love you just to get laid. We're gonna start with 5.
Oh,
5 hands.
Never.
If you
ever have
said I
s-
love you just to get laid, you drop a finger.
Oh, I don't
Not
understand
ashamed
this
to admit it.
game.
I mean, I am ashamed of it.
If you
I've never
okay,
said
so
it.
here's what we do. We start with 5 fingers.
Okay.
The game is called Never Ever Have I Ever.
I always lose
I'm
this
gonna
game.
say never ever have I ever said I love you to get laid. If you have done that, you drop a finger. If you have not done that, you leave your finger up.
Oh
It's
boy.
too heavy. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Not
so
me.
never ever have I ever said I love you just to get laid.
Nope.
Archie.
Sorry. Sorry, whoever's out there watching.
You asshole. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, you're in
Oh
your
my God,
20s.
okay.
You're stupid.
Never
Here on me,
ever,
Dan. Get out of here.
Calm down.
never ever have I ever been kicked out of a bar.
Oof.
Wait,
I've not been kicked out of a bar. I have not kicked out of a bar, but I was involved with a bar fight with an asshole that got kicked out, and that was pretty sweet. There was no
Dave, you
security at the
liar.
bar, and me and
Look at that.
some of my crew guys.
Okay,
All right,
never ever.
Well, wait.
Have-
Tell your story. How'd you get kicked out of the bar?
Oh, fighting, of course.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Great story, bro. Great.
There was multiple times that he's been kicked out of a bar.
How do you know?
Hey, we didn't ask how many times. We just asked if it's happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
man.
whoever wrote this list, by the way, did not proofread because one of these questions says, "Never ever had a nightstand." I'm sorry, a what? That doesn't even make sense.
One.
Okay, anyway, never ever have I ever gone to the bathroom without washing my hands.
What does that mean? though?
Like wash your hands before you pee? What?
You've never gone to the bathroom and not washed your hands?
Like number
Oh,
one
yeah.
or two.
Then drop
So-
a finger.
But like if you have like if there was no sink there, does that count?
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it was a number one or a number two.
I will find a sink.
I gotta switch my hands here.
I think so. Come on. I mean,
So
Actually-
wait, like you go to the restroom and then you don't wash your hands when you're done. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
One of those.
Right.
Yeah.
come on, I think most of us are
I like
lying.
what finger
man.
you put
fuck
down,
it.
dude.
All right, you got
Might as well
me.
just,
I think some of us are
You know what?
lying. I think
I
some of us are
I
lying.
also have to put a finger down because one time in Germany we were parked where there was no bathroom or anything, and of course you
Porta
never poop
potties.
on
You
the
can't
bus.
wash your hands really on a porta potty.
Festivals, you know, restrooms
Like-
are packed
No, I'm
up.
talking about in the middle of a field.
Oh,
You know, like your
Everybody's done
stomach.
it, man.
My stomach was affected, and but there was a sink in the bus, so I can't count that.
I've seen
Okay.
some strange
What about-
things in sinks.
What about when you come out of the bathroom and then a fan wants to shake your hands too?
oh.
You
Oh.
shake that motherfucking hand because you know what? That is inappropriate that he is approaching you in the bathroom at all.
And you said, "Damn, but I just washed it."
Listen, I was in the bathroom one time, and I had to go. I was in Wichita, Kansas, and we're about to play a show. About 5 minutes from playing a show, I had this fucking dude put his hand under the stall with a Sharpie and a piece of paper and said, "Hey, bro, can you sign this?"
You know what I would have done?
You're fucking kidding me, right? You're
I
totally
would have
joking.
wiped my ass with it and handed it
I
back
said,
to him.
"Shit on your fucking paper, man. Get the fuck out of here." I said,
You
"No,
would
you
have
guys
signed,
are fucking
you would've signed that paper with the shit.
And homeboy's waiting by the sink like this with his fucking Sharpie.
You
You should have
never,
wiped your ass with that piece of paper and
Never
handed it
heard-
back to him.
I just,
Here's my DNA.
you never heard. You never heard of ink called shit ink.
What?
what the fuck is that?
Oh man.
No. Yeah, dip your finger in your ass and sign that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
This game is getting great.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, RJ with the fucking buttons. Never ever,
Oh.
never ever have I ever been someone else's alibi.
LOA?
Wait.
Someone else's
Alibi.
LOA.
Wait, specify.
Oh, alibi.
Alibi. No.
Oh, not to my knowledge. I don't know.
I'm about to fucking take the L
Damn,
here.
you dropping fingers quick. I'm the only.
You know, I
Take
like.
your shoes
I'm
off.
wild. I don't know.
She wants to win. She plays to win.
No, this is losing. If I lose all my fingers before you do, I lose. That's how the
I
game
know,
works.
that's
We
it.
just talked about how men don't wash their hands, and you're gonna put your finger down on that last one.
I didn't say men. I said in general.
Tell us how it happened.
Yes, story time
What was
with
the
Eva.
alibi?
Come
What,
on, you know?
what did they use you for?
Which time?
Well,
Which anytime.
the one that made you drop the finger that came to mind.
Oh, just shitty things. It's like I didn't do that, or I wasn't there. I was with her, and I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. We were together.
Oh,
We were putting each other's hair in braids and stuff, having a sleepover.
Yeah, right.
I've been the alibi. It was like, oh, I wasn't with her. I was at RJ's house. Right, RJ? Yeah, sure.
Never ever have I ever accidentally said I love you to someone?
Accidentally what?
Said I love you to someone.
Oh yeah.
Fuck no.
No.
I
Fuck
have.
no.
I have.
Like
No.
accidentally, like what are you just like so excited that you're like,
Yes.
fuck, I love you. Oh my god, wait, what?
No, that's always been like a scary thing.
What did I just do?
Go down.
Yeah,
I did tell
fuck
my,
is what
you
should
know,
be going through
funny,
your
I
head.
did tell my wife I loved her probably after a week after I met her, but it wasn't like that though. It wasn't that bad.
I'm
Never
also
ever-
careful.
Never ever have I ever blamed a fart on a pet.
Oh man,
Oreo.
Never.
Of course.
that's fucking
Never.
fucked up.
My dogs
I have.
have it too classy.
I do it all the time. I promise.
Get the fuck out of here! Oh my god.
Oh my god,
You
okay.
got the one finger, dog. Damn.
Promise Emily knows the smell of Oreo's farts so well that she knows that, like, oh, one time she tried to blame her farts on Oreo with me.
She's gonna kill
I
you.
call
I
it, that is not Oreo. I know Oreo's brand.
Never ever have I ever joined the Mile High Club.
I'm out.
Join
RJ loses.
Well, come on, everybody.
Loser.
That's how that works. Hang on, we got a couple more questions here.
Go.
Never ever have I ever hit a parked car. Just drop a
Yeah,
finger.
I have.
Dave drops a
Join
finger.
again.
Daniel drops. Everybody drops a fucking finger.
Yeah, practically.
In
I was
New Jersey-
high.
New Jersey, you have to park your car.
Not touching a bumper when you're parking, though.
That's how you know where the car is.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
different, you know?
It's like,
That is
oh,
Oh
there
my
it is.
god.
Like, it doesn't count when you know you're bumping it, when you know you're hitting it.
Yeah.
You know?
When you intentionally do it,
Intentionally, yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
count.
you know, you just want to touch it, you know, and say, okay, I know where you're at now.
Love tap. Yeah.
I grew up in New
Never-
York City, and I live in Hoboken. You know, you gotta touch the cars.
I'm
The only
from
thing I
Philly.
know about
I'm your neighbor.
Hoboken. The only thing I know about Hoboken is that's where that Buddy Velastro lives.
That's
Cake
right.
Box.
You know what? I got my son's cake this morning at his bakery.
No way.
I sure did. And you know what? There was nobody there when I went in.
Never ever have I ever gotten a cake from the Cake Boss place.
If you lived in
have to drop
Hoboken,
a finger now.
everyone would always get, you know, their cakes.
Okay,
there.
how about this one, you guys? Never ever have I ever shit on a tour bus and said I didn't do it.
Oh, I've never.
Never.
I just could never.
Number one rule.
You did it, Danny?
No, I
Oh.
know a lot of people that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know a lot of
That is the-
motherfuckers that have, but I never.
That
did.
is the number one rule, and it's all about number two. No number two,
Yeah.
and that's number one. Number one.
No,
number two.
man.
All right,
Listen,
2 more questions
Listen,
here.
I kicked out people out of the tour bus from doing that.
No paper, no poop, no puke.
You know what's the worst is when you bring a guest on the tour bus.
Yep, that's what I'm
And it
talking
smells
about.
they
like
just-
shit.
And they shit.
Yep.
And you know what? And it's it's like a
It just
girl
stinks more.
that comes in and it's like, dude, do you think we're not gonna smell the trail of shit out of that fucking room? Like you put makeup on or some shit? Like get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever hot
You
hot
walk
bagged it?
into the lobby and it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You weren't fucking putting on fucking eyeshadow or whatever the fuck. You were dropping juice.
How about hot bagging? Have you done hot bagging?
You were
What is hot-
bombing,
never ever have
bombing
ever
Force
hot
I
bag.
come close to it,
We
but never
always-
did it, man. Thank
I've
you.
done
What's a
that.
hot
Yeah.
bag?
We
never done
always
either.
had cool tour bus drivers that they will stop at any time that you had to
Pull
use
over.
the bathroom.
That's right. No need to hot bag it. That's Eva. That's when you put a bag in the toilet and then and then you put the seat down, and you know it's like camping. Like camping.
And then you
I
chuck
have
the
a- I have
bag
a
out of
camper
the
with
and
full
then you chuck
plumbing.
the bag out of the bathroom window.
And then you throw it in RJ's bunk.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
We toured with someone that would do that regularly. That would only hot bag it on their tour bus. And
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna
I
say
think
it.
I think I might know this.
Don't
I think I
fucking
might know
I'm
this
not
same
gonna
person.
say it. But
I think I know who it is.
She threw it out the window.
She? Did you just say she threw it out the window?
She didn't want to use toilets, and I understand.
I think I know who you're talking about.
But sometimes we'd be in parked, I remember, like we'd be parked, and all of a sudden a hand drops out with the hot bag, like right out the back lounge window, and it's just like I just can't believe I witnessed this.
You just throw it out the window while you're driving?
While they're,
Oh, what are you gonna do? Keep it in the bus? No, you got to get rid of that shit.
you got to get rid of it really fast.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, I'm glad we're
Never
talking about.
We've had crew guys that have gotten sick and had to hot bag it. It was horrible.
Oh, I
It
feel
was
sorry.
horrible.
Being on the road, you eat whatever
Brody's
you
drunk.
can half the time. Like craft services sometimes sucks, and they're like, "Well, we can get you this from a restaurant, and it's all
Yes.
fried." And you're like, "Perfect! Can't wait to shit my pants later."
Yeah,
Go
that's
get
the
Taco
worst thing
Bell
that
for
can
your
happen.
post show.
That is one of the worst things about touring, you know, especially when you like. I've always been very particular. I like clean, and I like using my home only. I mean, I used to have a phobia, and going on tour and using toilets used to, like, psychologically, I had to work on it and set myself up, you know.
Get
I
over
can
that
tell
pretty
you-
well,
ritual
right?
with
I
the
can tell you
with
this fucked up story, but I can't say whose name it is.
I'm quitting. I'm quitting this game because I want to hear the story.
All right, so
Okay.
RJ loses.
I
All right,
lose.
so
Okay.
I'm on tour with El Nino, and I'm gonna say an X-Band member.
There it is.
You know, I'm taking a piss, and I look to my left, and I see a pair of pants, underwear, socks draped over the stall.
Yes, I know.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, hey. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, dude, I'll let you know now because we're going to be on tour for a while. And he's like, but every time I shit, I got to shit naked.
Wow.
So I'm gonna get butt naked, and I got to stay butt naked and put my socks, my shoes, I got to take everything off. I'm like, oh my God, man. I'm kidding. Yeah, true story.
Dude, that is so crazy because I've toured with Dan Catullo a lot, and he does the same
wasn't me.
thing.
It wasn't me. I wasn't part of the band.
Just take your shirt off like George.
It is Dan Catullo.
Who
You
was
shit
that?
naked, Dan?
George just
Dan.
It's an X-Band member, but I can't say a name. I can't say.
I mean, the pre-shower shit is always the best because you can be naked and it's like you're just like kind of free, and you know it is nice. I get
Well,
that.
that's the thing is when you're on tour, you know very well that you don't always get a shower after. You don't have the luxury to always have a shower after you
That's
shit.
true. That's true.
You know?
That's why you carry flushable wet wipes.
Flushable wet wipes.
But so that what makes it weird is imagine that to have to go into a McDonald's or a truck stop and have to take a shit. You have to completely undress naked in a public bathroom.
That's a lot.
This is bizarre.
I don't see a problem with it. No way.
Well, girls don't poop, so I don't have to worry about that.
Maybe he likes to
I'll tell
sit
you-
on the toilet backwards so he can lean on the tank, you know? And you got to take your pants off for that.
It didn't matter where we were, where it was a bar, a McDonald's.
A bar?
Butt naked.
Clothes hanging over the. Yeah. You know, everyone's got their thing.
Hey, look, when you gotta go, you gotta fucking go. It doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah, but you don't know your thing to go. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I understand, like, in the comfort of your own home, if you're like, you know what? I really got to shit. I'm more comfortable naked. Perfect. A bar, McDonald's, the gas station. The fuck is wrong with you?
That's crazy.
You know what the worst part is? To motherfuckers that take their clothes off, is like, you know that they're standing in like 80 motherfuckers piss, you know, when they're naked.
Oh, yeah.
taking a piss.
He's got to
It's like,
take his
if you're
socks
taking your
and
shoes off, it's like you're standing in piss, motherfucker. What are you doing?
No!
They should carry those disposable flip flops.
Another lineup change, in case you were wondering.
You
It's like
slip and
getting
slide
rid
and
of a
put so many
spirit.
pisses. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Spirit.
It was one time we toured with this female vocalist. I can't say the name though.
Oh, it's the worst.
And she her bus was parked right next to ours, so I was walking right through, and she had the whole back lounge, and I was walking right through in the middle of the bus, and she opened the window and threw a bag, and the bag hit the floor. It almost hit me, but thank God it didn't.
Oh,
It hit the floor and the bag busted. It was all her tampons, all bloody.
oh, no.
And to this day, I'm scarred by that.
That's incredible.
Woo! Man,
Oh,
I've
I think
always
I'm just
wondered
gonna
though,
keep
like,
the mask on.
that'll
like
do it,
how
yeah,
come
right.
guys can helicopter naked, but it'd be so frowned upon if a girl took her tampon out and helicoptered
Danny.
it before she threw it.
Hey, Danny, you want to talk
Oh.
about when you got in trouble on the Seven Dust tour?
Oh man.
All right, so we're not gonna
No.
get into it, but
I love Seven Dust.
Danny was told to not do one thing on the entire tour. And what does he do? He does the one thing he's not supposed to do. I can't tell you what he did.
What?
So the tour manager
Come on,
Took-
nobody's watching this.
took his laminate away and said, "You don't have a laminate for the rest of the tour. Anytime you got to take a shit or anything, the tour manager's got to walk you to the bathroom."
Oh my god.
Our fucking tour manager used to be like, "This fucking cocksucker's got to make me walk him around shit 3 times a day. I'm waiting outside like a chaperone while he's taking a fucking piss."
Oh my god.
It was so
Oh man.
every time that he had to take a shit, the tour manager, which Benji,
We had
Benji-
to stop working and
he had to
walk
walk
me
to the bathroom and stand outside like this with his arms crossed while he was taking a shit.
I
So the
saw
only
that-
thing I can think of right now is that he finger painted with his shit on the walls somewhere,
Oh,
and then he needed to be chaperoned.
Oh,
He was
Oh
finger
my
painting,
God.
but not with shit.
Yeah, he was
Oh
finger
my
painting, but not with shit.
oh, well, I can only think of one thing worse than that.
Let's always got my back.
Speaking of
brother.
Benji, so Benji now lives in Chile. He lives in Santiago, or where is he? I'll come.
He's in Chile, but
He's
he's,
in Chile.
actually on his way back right now as we speak. He's coming back to the U.S. next week.
Forever to move.
Yeah, he's moving back to Denver. Yeah.
Oh,
Why
no.
did he move
Right
there?
on.
Wow.
Was it one of those things you guys were on tour there, and he says, "Yeah, I'm staying here. I'm not coming back"? Or
No, he went to college there.
oh, I didn't know
He
that.
went to college there. Benji went to college in Denver.
In Denver. No, he's talking about Chile,
Oh,
bro.
Chile. He fell in love. He fell in love with a Chilean girl.
Was he on tour with
Yeah.
you guys, and you guys went through there, and he said, "See you later. I'm going to
Well,
stay."
No, he
This
fell in love
was
with some
after.
girl. I guess I don't know, online or whatever, and then he decided to just move there for a little while. But
I
it
probably
didn't
would-
work out. So he said, "I'm fucking back. I'm out."
When's the last time you,
Well,
you
it,
guys?
it didn't work out the first year he got there, but then he made it work for the next 2 years. or
Wow.
3.
Now he's got himself another girl. So
Yeah.
mean,
Benji
that's
Gold
an
is
excuse to
great.
live
He's
in
one of the
Chile. I
great
love Chile.
characters in and out of our lives. I've known him since he was a kid. And
Yo, how many arguments have you had with Benji Gold, Danny?
Me
Oh my
or
god.
God, Danny?
Oh damn.
You.
Both of
Your
us. We both we both had a shit ton. And then dummy me, I give him an office next to mine in my office. That was like loading the gun for myself.
he's a great guy. We love
Hey,
Benji.
hey,
dearly.
Dave, tell
He's
that-
one of my
You know
dearest
what?
friends.
Listen, through all the fucking, we had a lot of great times at your 5540 Hollywood Boulevard, right?
Oh yeah, those are the fucking days. You know what's funny? I don't know if many people know this. So Benji and Dave brought me this young artist and kept. Well, I have 2 stories about Benji. One, 2 artists that he tried to get me to co-manage with him and tried to sign. One of them's an artist who's killing it right now, Hyro the Hero. And
Yes, Hyro.
he saw that shit, Dave, back in 2005. 2005, Dave saw that shit, and he brought me a demo of him. He was like, it was almost like a King of Rock record. It was pretty badass.
Yeah. Oh, Benji
Yeah.
developed that whole idea of putting him in front of a band.
And I'll never forget. I think it was same year, 2005. Benji was trying to get me to pay attention to this fucking kid, Sonny, that kept coming to my studio, and I'm like, "Get that Corey Feldman motherfucker away from me! You're driving me crazy." He ended up changing his name like a year or 2 later to Skrillex, and probably
Yeah.
Oh
still got
shit!
it
No
with that.
kidding.
Yeah, but
How crazy is that?
he was a brass band at the
What's the
time.
last?
It was different. He wasn't DJing. But
That's right. Funny.
every time I see Hyro, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Dave and Benji called that shit years ago. We saw that coming, man. And he
So
was young.
crazy, man.
He's
But
good. man.
you remember that we were doing the Enigma record in in your building. Korn was rehearsing right next door.
Yeah,
They were recording.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Good times, good times.
Yeah,
You guys
John,
are all the best.
That was
damn
one of the
stories.
greatest and one of the most bizarre times of my life. You know, all the weird people that came in and out of that studio and out of the offices. Helicopters flying overhead all the time.
Justin Timberlake in there for like a year. Justin Timberlake and he was dating Cameron Diaz at the time. He was working on IM, and I would do like memes in my conference room. And he would walk by the conference room, like, you know, to go to the bathroom, and people would be like, "Is that Justin Timberlake?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, he's working on an album in here." And but he would
Timberlake.
Yeah,
That was a great studio. That was a great facility.
those were the good old days, man.
Yeah.
Dude, Dan, I remember when so I used to work with Dan when it was starting when I was like 19, and I know the studio you guys are talking about. Dan wanted me to run and do an errand, and I went outside to my car, and Monkey from Korn is leaning against it, smoking a cigarette.
There you go, yeah.
And I recognized him, like, what do I do? So I went inside and I got Dan, and he's like, Monkey, can you get off his car? Like, I was just freaked out, you know, seeing somebody like that. It was like, damn, like Korn right there, you know.
B-Rock, you pussy.
Dude, when we were there,
Like,
Dude, I was
car.
like starstruck.
We were there.
Starstruck. That was big. to
car
me.
dealers would bring Korn like Ferraris and Bentleys to like look at. They were buying like these, you know, the F-350 for their bodyguards. I mean, they were like spending.
Yeah, they
bucks
were
and-
there. They were there for 2 years. They had that big back studio for 2 years over there.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they did,
What about
they did
you
it
know
up.
what?
Those
You
guys
know, every
do it
time I
up.
think of the studio, I think of Andy, man.
Yeah, Andy Johns. Yeah,
Andy
Rest in
Johns.
peace.
Well, that was a great time
yeah,
on the EP.
yeah. That was fantastic.
One of
love
the highlights
EP.
of our.
I told these guys about one of the favorite songs you guys ever did. I love when you guys recorded Red Rain. It's fucking
Yeah.
like that's one of the most
Peter
epic
Gabriel, so
songs
yeah.
I've ever heard any band do.
And we did the Faith No More Zombie Eaters with Chino Moreno from Deftones as well.
Yes.
It was terrific.
Yeah.
So cool.
Working with Andy Johns, that was one of the highlights of our
Legend.
career. Yeah,
He was
you
so
made
mellow,
happen.
man.
I
He
mean,
was
he's
such a mellow cat.
legendary engineer, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I used to manage him, and I did probably 30 projects with Andy, and you know, he was music royalty.
He sure was.
Very sad when he passed away. In fact, his wife Annette just passed away a few months or last year, so
Wow.
very sad. But I mean, he was the fucking records that guy did from Zeppelin. I mean, Rolling Stones, just insane. Yeah,
Dude, when we were working with him, and you were telling me like he worked with who? With Zeppelin and who else? What was
Steve
what was
Miller Band.
everybody. I mean, I brought him. You know, it was funny. What was the first project I brought him in on? I can't remember. I think I was getting ready to do something. Yeah, I was working with Godsmack, and I remember sitting with Silly. I'm like, God, you know, it'd be perfect for this. I wonder what happened to Andy Johns. Oh no, you know, actually, the first project I brought him in was The Cult. It was The Cult.
Oh, wow.
And I was with Matt Sorum and Ian, and I was like, God, I wonder what happened to Andy Johns. And a friend of mine told me that he was living in a Days Inn. And I'm like, how the fuck could Andy Johns be in a Days Inn? And it turns out he had some tax problems. I went down there. I remember knocking on the door. I went to the front desk, and I'm like, is Andy Johns staying here? And they're like, I can't tell you who's here. And I literally gave the guy $100. It was like a fucking movie. And I'm like, just tell me what room he's in. I actually am here to help him. He showed me which room. I went to the door, and I knocked on the
That's all
door.
it takes.
And Andy's like, you know, Andy was like, 6'5", 300 pounds, and you know, big English guy. And he's like, who's that? And I'm like, Andy, my name's Dan Catullo. I'm a producer and director, and I just want to meet with you. He's like, go the fuck away. And he's yelling at me, and I'm like, please, can you just meet with me? He came outside. I sat down with him. I'm like, look, you're a musical history man. I'd love to work with you, and I have some projects you're perfect for. And so the first project I worked with him was 2002, 1 or 2. I did The Cult. And then for years, I mean, we worked together.
Yeah, you gave him a lot of life when he was down and out.
Well, the first thing, and then I gave his first #1 in like 20 years. He when I brought him in to do the Godsmack record.
That's
he
amazing.
and that was pretty badass. But I mean, some of the most epic shit I've ever done was with him, and you know, learning so much. I know you guys learned a lot from him too. But yeah, and then the stories. You know, when he would drink a little bit, well, not a little bit. When he would drink a lot, and the
You wouldn't
stories.
start without
Holy shit, man!
without a drink.
It was unbelievable.
We could be here for hours and hours and hours and
But
hours.
at
talking
least-
about all these
For
damn
sure.
stories that are crazy interesting. Like, it blows my mind, the stories that I've heard tonight, good and bad, and
We're just scratching the
uncensored.
surface too.
And it's
Bucket
apparently
I think there was too
tampons
many
in a
poo
bag.
stories. There was too many poo stories. That was
No,
no bueno.
it's funny. I've toured. I can relate. I
That's good
understand
TV
that
right
food stories
But
that
at
come
least-
with touring.
At least we know if you want to murder somebody in a hotel, it only costs you $100. So
Only
there we
$100.
go. You learn something every day. Like,
oh my
Jesus.
God, you guys have been such an incredible blast to have on the show. Thank you,
Thank you.
so much
Thank
for
you for
agreeing
having
to
us.
come
Yeah,
on.
thank you guys so
podcast.
much.
Yes.
Thanks,
It's
man.
so great to finally meet you guys.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you,
We'll
everyone.
definitely see you. We'll
Dan
definitely see you on
Catullo.
festivals, I'm sure.
Let's go. Let's get back
Let's
to that
hang out
shit,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a stop, drop, and talk on the festival circuit as well. Interviewing, that's the plan. So
Hey, man.
hopefully,
Great.
Be fun.
yeah,
Absolutely.
All right.
Hopefully we'll do it
I
all
do it
can't
again,
together.
for sure.
I'll see you guys at a show soon, without a doubt, man. It's been way too long.
Looking forward to it. You ever
Well,
up in
brother,
Jersey?
thank you for having us, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys kick
Dan,
ass,
do you still have
man.
family in Jersey?
Hell yeah, I go all the time. I had a house there up until a couple months ago.
You got to hit me up, man.
I
Sometime
will,
when you're
man.
out here
Hell
in
yeah.
Hoboken.
I'll hook up. I'll get your information from Dave.
For sure.
Later,
All right,
guys.
guys. Thank you, everyone.
All right,
It's been a
guys.
pleasure.
Thank you guys again so
Guys,
much.
out, bro.
Thank you
Yes.
guys so much
Thanks
for
a
coming
lot.
on.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, El Nino. Everybody, keep it going, man.
Yeah.
Woo! We did it. The Brady Bunch of metal.
And there's steps. No.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Like I loved embracing the chaos. Like having that many people on is
You know
yeah,
what?
that was-
It
you
flowed
never know
really
what's gonna
well.
happen.
It was fun. It flowed really well. So many great stories. Like it felt like we were just chatting with like old friends, around a table. Like
Yeah.
that was awesome. Like the amount of stories that came out of that, like holy shit.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
It really goes to show the community of like the rock and roll music and like all the festivals and all this stuff. And like, it is kind of a small world. Like you really know a lot of people. And it's funny, I've never met them before, but I feel like I've known them forever. And
Yeah.
I think we just know so many mutual friends and so many people in that world. So that was really cool for me.
Oh, it was super fun. So on that note, it is time to get into.
Oh, but before we do that though, can we announce who our guest is? next
Yes,
week?
I almost forgot. Let's
yeah.
know. Who do we have next week?
Who do we have on next week, Dan?
It's Plush.
Plush! Yay! Yes, that's right. Returning champion. That's right.
So we had Brooke Colucci on last season. She is a YouTube sensation, drummer with a huge following. She just recently formed a band with a couple other people, including Mariah Formica, who was on The Voice. They have a new single called Hate that is absolutely blowing up on rock radio right now. We're so excited to have them next week. Be sure and tune in. It's going to be awesome. Next Monday.
Can't wait to have her back on. She was awesome last season.
Oh, I can't wait to
Super
meet the
sweet.
whole band.
Really sweet girl.
Just the story of how they all met remotely during the,
Yeah.
over social media, like during the pandemic and now they have a band and now they have a song and now they're killing it. It's like, wow, like that never happens.
I can't wait.
Good for them.
Cannot wait. All right, it's time for High Note.
All right, let's end this show on a high note. And this week's high note is called. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. This week's high note. Sorry. Take two. This week's high note is called. Wow! Wow! What a year. We are now approaching 1 full year of COVID-19. And I think most of us are really starting to feel it. Sure, at Christmas time, we were all like, wow, it's Christmas already and COVID is still here. And then New Year's came and we were like, hooray, 2020 is over and now COVID is going to be over. Yeah, because the disease signed a year lease. And since we threw 2020 out the back door, we're expecting to throw COVID and all of its stuff out the front door, kick it into the streets and leave it for dead. But now we're like, holy shit, a whole year. And just think, nearly a year ago, we had no idea what Zoom was. Oh. We were so young. And every time we think the damn disease is going away, it just keeps roaring back, making the ultimate comeback career of all time. Kind of like the Sex and the City reboot, but less nauseating. And I know I'm going to get some hate comments for that one. But listen.
I'm hating on you.
You can't just reboot an iconic show without one of the main characters. Who's going to play Samantha, that creepy lady from the Cecil Hotel documentary? Actually, I'd probably watch that, Coronavirus, though, it just keeps returning and nobody wants it. It's like the double down sandwich at KFC. Only instead of 2 chicken patties for bread, it's more like 2 live hand grenades. Would you like some pins with that? That's what I'm saying. And it's impossible to get a straight answer to the question we're all asking. When will things be normal again? April, summer, Christmas, next year, maybe at some point, but before the next second coming of Christ? Keep waiting, Christians. Okay, and now I really feel the hate comments are brewing.
RJ.
I know.
Hale.
Look, I love the hate. I'm kidding. No, listen, I'm joking. All jokes aside, I want things to go back to normal too. At this point, I would just pay to hang out at the DMV, like stand in line like it's some fancy nightclub, you know? Bartender, another round of admission inspections on me, please. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I need 2 pieces of mail for proof of residence. Does my Kroger card count? Well, it's been a weird year to say the least. Actually, a horribly tragic year for so many out there. Scary, physically, and mentally draining. And right now, you're probably out there thinking, Jesus Christ, RJ, it's supposed to be a high note. Give us some good news, you Debbie M67 double downer. And I'm thinking, oh, well, why didn't you ask sooner? Of course I will. Let's take this moment right now to set aside the negative harping and focus on, from the exhaustingly bad to the possible glimmers of hope we're now learning about. Just a few days ago, the FDA confirmed that the new Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine is safe and effective. Yay! No more repeat pricks. You get 1 prick and you live with it. Multiple pricks just leads to multiple problems. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, come on, right? Also, Pfizer said it's going to double its weekly shipments in the next few weeks, and both Pfizer and Moderna are telling lawmakers they can dramatically increase the deliveries over the next 5 weeks. And between those 3 vaccines, we're hearing that we could have around 240 million total doses by the end of March. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. But there is growing optimism about setting the right course to beating the coronavirus and getting life back to somewhat normalcy by the summer. Hopefully. Cases are dropping while vaccine supply is ramping, so we might just be able to beat this thing from all angles if we stay focused and responsible. Me personally, I'm holding off for the Tesla vaccine. The Model V, the only electric car that seats 7 bodies and about 70 million antibodies. I don't know what that means. Is that how it works? I'm not a medical expert. I don't know, obviously. But in the spirit of this high note, though, I think it's also important to recognize that things could be a lot worse. Let's count our blessings, shall we? I'll leave you with one example. In 1918, the so-called Spanish flu pandemic took the lives of somewhere between 50 and 100 million people around the world. They had overcrowding in treatment areas, poor sanitation practices, and nutritional deficiencies, which many think contributed to the high death rate. You know what they didn't have, though? The internet. You were stuck at home with no way of knowing what's happening outside your walls. And sure, every technology can be used for bad, like spreading misinformation, peddling conspiracies, and just throwing as much horse shit against the barn window to see what sticks. But I'm also thankful that we have the ability to sift through the bullshit and educate ourselves, fill our heads with facts and useful information, communicate with our loved ones and see their faces on our devices. And of course, bring you this little nugget of thought on this show right here. And now you've got plenty to chew on this week, besides the double down sandwich. And that's our show. I want to thank ILL NINO, Eva Steele, B-Rock, Dan Catullo, and all of our Stop, Drop, and Talkers out there. Please like, subscribe, and tune in next week to your favorite sweet little honey pot of fun, extra sticky.
Stop, Drop, and Talk.
Good! Wash your hands before you leave the gym, B-Rock.
Night, guys.
Woo!
Stop, Drop, and Talk.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
I blow the wind of God.
The wind of God.
On you.
On you.